Hello, everybody. My name is Miss Fatin from Vision College. So, welcome to another session of SPM 2021 Booster Meet, specially brought to you by the Vision College. Okay, knowing that the SPM 2021 batch lah, it means it is just around the corner. Okay. So you guys gonna have your SPM somewhere in March by next year. Okay. So today, special session for those who want to score better in SPM for biology subject. Okay. So I'm gonna share with you guys this slide and also some of the tips that you can follow in order for you to get A in your biology subject. Okay. So let's see this. Okay, so today I'm going to share some of the tips how to score A+ in the subject biology. So, first of all, the things that you need to know is what is the format of the paper of biology for SPM 2021, right? So basically, you're gonna have a paper 1, paper 2, and also paper 3 separately. So for the paper 1, it is multiple choice questions, MCQ questions. In total, you have 40 questions altogether, and you compulsory to answer all the questions, all the 40 questions, and you must remember, okay, about the time given. And also for the paper 2, it will be divided into 3 sections. The first section is section A, which have 8 items altogether, equals to the 60 marks. And then for the section B, okay, you're gonna have 2 items and you can choose one of it to answer. You don't have to answer both, okay, which equals to the 20 marks. And also the last section is a section C. So you only have 1 item, which is equals to the 20 marks. Okay, and also for the paper 3. Okay, for the paper 3 that you have, it is the experiment questions, and then you have 3 items. Okay, so the total marks of these paper is different. Paper 1 will be 40 marks, and then paper 200 marks, and paper 3 it will be 15 marks for each of the item. Okay, so now let's go to the a very simple tips on how to get A+ in this subject. Okay, first and foremost, the thing that you need to know is you need to understand the concept. Okay, and biology subject is not only that you have to read number 1, okay, however, you need to understand the concept, then only you memorize. Okay, but most of the students is actually, they think that biology is all about memorizing. That is really not true. Okay, so firstly, you need to read because it is mostly is the facts, for example, about the process, and it involves a lot of the terms, scientific terms. So it means you tak boleh tembak benda tu. Okay, it is facts, fakta. So something yang facts, it means you cannot simply answer. It is based on the scientific punya answer, and also you have to give your explanation, especially in paper 2, according to the scientific terms and also elaboration. Okay, and then the third one, make notes while reading and try to memorize at the same time. So it's actually, if you are studying or just read the biology book without writing, okay, I can say that that method is not really works. So what can make you understand and you can remember really fast is you take notes while reading, take some paper, okay, and try to jot down whatever that you already read, and at the same time you have to try to memorize, okay, about the terms, about the equation, or about the process. And then for the diagrams, try to visualize after memorize. Okay, for example, the diagrams of the an experiment. Okay, I mean the set. How is it the set to set up the experiment? Because there will be one question that the students need to draw. Okay, the question we provide you some of the apparatus, and then the student need to visualize, okay, from these apparatus, what experiment that they can do. So for diagrams, like I said, try to visualize after you already memorize it. And then the next point is underline the keyword in the questions. Okay, so this is really important, especially in the paper 1, which is involve multiple choice questions. Underline the keyword so that especially the word that is bold, for example, accept, okay, or the word that it say true or false. So you have to pay attention on those words. And then the next one, using the right scientific terms. Okay, this one is very important when you answer paper 2, especially that involve the short essay and also subjective. Okay, for example, instead of you said that the vitamins and the minerals enter your blood, for example. So the word enter is not scientifically, I mean, it is not the scientific term lah, it's not the right terms. So the right term that you can use for something that is really small or tiny, it will diffuse, okay, through the bloodstream. Okay, next one adalah practice makes perfect. What I mean here, it means that do lots of past year paper questions. Okay, there's a lot of past year paper questions at the market, and even you can get this is just through online, okay, in the internet, and practice. Okay, practice and also try to answer the real SPM paper. Okay, now next one. We go by paper, okay, on the tips to score for the paper 1 first, especially the MCQ questions. Okay, number 1, like I said just now, you have to read the questions and underline the keyword. Okay, as you can see here, okay, as you can see here, on the right side, you can see I put some of the example of the questions, okay. So it said here, what is the function of K and L? So you can see that I already underlined the keyword here, function, number 1, and also K and L. So based on the diagram, it's already labeled there, K and also L. So by right, you need to know K refer to what and L is refer to what. So this is shows the chloroplast, okay, and also you can see that K and also L lah, what is it? And by right, you need to know the function of each of the organelles that have in this chloroplast. Okay, so next one, we can use, okay, so for which kind of question that you can use this elimination technique, okay, I will show you in the next video. Okay, in the next video, I will explain more and I will show the example of the paper 1 questions that you can use this elimination technique. Okay, right. Okay, so this is example of the questions number 3 that you can apply the technique that I called just now about the elimination technique. Okay, so once the student get the questions, what you need to do is underline the keyword. Okay, so here I already underlined about the cells and then that have high density of mitochondria. Before that, the student need to know that what is the functions of the mitochondria. Okay, so the functions of the mitochondria in a cell, it is actually the sites of the energy, right? Okay, so during the cell respiration, the cells will need the energy. So you check here which cells that requires energy. Okay, and usually something that requires the energy must be something that are moving, right? That involve movement. So definitely the first one will be the sperm cells. Okay, as the student know, the sperm need to swim, kan, to go to the egg. Okay, so by using the tail. So that's why the sperm cell is one of the cell that contains high density of mitochondria. So which answer doesn't have the sperm cell or 4, you can cut it off or eliminate it. A, we can cut it off. B also, we can cut it off or eliminate. So now you have 2 options only. Okay, so we check again. So both have sperm cells, and also we have to check 3 and 1. Like I said, the mitochondria is something related with the energy. Okay, if one palisade mesophyll cells, this one contains in the cell, in the plant cell. Okay, so another one, flight muscle cells in the birds. Definitely this one, kan? Okay, flight muscle cells in the birds definitely adalah something that requires movement as well, same as the sperm cell. So both of these one among of the cells that have a high density of mitochondria. So which one doesn't have the 3, you can eliminate. So the answer definitely is C. So this is the way how you use the technique that I called just now, elimination. Okay, done with the paper 1, which is MCQ questions. Now we go to the tips how to score on the paper 2. Okay, so by right, I have been mentioned to you before this that for the paper 2 biology, it will consist of the subjective and also short essay questions. Okay, so the first tips that I can share with you using the technique that we call KISS. So what does the KISS represent? Keep it short and also simple. For example here, okay, you can see the questions for number 1A2. Okay, it said here, what is the function of the structures stated in 1A1? So, and the marks is only 2 marks. So what the student need to do is, please only give 1 function for each of the structure that labeled there. You don't have to give more than 1. Why is it? Because 1 function equals to 1 marks. That's why I said you have to keep your answer short and simple. Okay? It doesn't mean that the longer you write the answer, okay, you will get more marks. That is not right. Okay, next one. Avoid write long paragraph for the essay questions. Okay, so when the questions involve the essay questions, for example, here, what you need to do is first write down the keywords and also the elaborations. Okay, and also for the questions that involve the differences, please answer it in a tabular form. Make a table, okay, so that you can show your answer very clearly, okay, the differences between this thing and this thing. For example, here the question is state the differences between endocrine gland and exocrine gland. So you can see that I write my answer in the tabular form. Okay, so it will be much more clear and you can get the marks. Okay, very well. Next one, always draw and label the diagram by using a pencil. Okay, please don't draw and label by using the pen. And also always draw the table by using a ruler. Don't use your free hand. Okay, so make sure that this is the tips on how to answer the questions when it involves the short essay and also subjective questions. Okay, like I said here, write down the keywords and elaborations only. If they ask you about the differences, so only give the differences. Don't give about other things as well. You won't get the extra marks for that. No, like I said, the marks is not depends on how long you write. It depends on whether your answer really answer the questions, got the keyword that they need, which is the scientific terms I said, and also whether the elaborations that you give suitable with the questions that ask you. Okay, right. Next one. Okay, this is the last one. So this is the tips how to score in paper 3. So I have mentioned with you before about the paper 3 is about the experiment ataupun in bahasa we call as amali. Okay, so you need to answer these questions and also you actually need to plan your experiment since from the beginning until the end. So the things that you need to have ialah the first one, problem statement. Okay, so how to write the problem statement? Always start with what is the effect of the relatekan, the manipulated variable and also the responding variable. And please, your problem statement must be in equations form. You must have the question marks. Okay, and then the hypothesis, give a statement to show the relationship between the manipulated variable and responding variable. By right, you need to know lah how to identify the manipulated variable dengan responding variable, kan? Kalau manipulated variable tu is actually anything, what is the thing that different, that keep changing? I mean that keep changing throughout the experiment. And responding is the variable that akan affect the manipulated variable as well. So how to write the hypothesis? You can use either the word, kalau in bahasa we call as jika maka, if manipulated variable. Jika maka, and also you can also use the semakin. The apa? For example, kan? So itu ialah cara untuk menjawab hypothesis. And then variables. You already learned. By right, you need to know we have 3 types of variables. We have manipulated, we have responding, and we have constant variable. So please identify these 3 things. Okay, like I said, constant variable is the condition ataupun the things that is not change. Apa yang stationary, apa yang fixed, starting daripada the experiment until the end of the experiment. Okay, and then the manipulated variable. Okay, condition of the parameter that you can control, that you akan change, it keep changing throughout the experiment. And the responding variable to apa? It is the outcome in which the changing manipulated variable to akan give the response. Okay, and please remember about the variables, you need to have the parameter. Apa parameter tu? For example, if you say that the constant variable is the toy car, okay, so if you write the toy car, it will be wrong. Why is it? Because there's no parameter. Apa parameter tu? Whether it is the size, whether it is the weight, whether it is the types of Okay, whether it is the height of that object, mass, time. So you need to have this parameter when you write your variables. Okay, and then we go kepada list of the apparatus and materials. So list all the materials and apparatus that you are going to use in this experiment. So by right, this thing that I said you have to visualize. Okay, when you do this experiment, what does the apparatus and materials that you need, kan? For example, beaker ke, ataupun you need the burette ke, ataupun if you want to record the time taken, for example, you need to have the stopwatch ke. So visualize and then list down apa dia all the materials and the apparatus yang you need to use. Next one is the experimental procedure. Okay, in this section, please use the passive form because your report can only be written after the experiment has been completed. It means you are actually conducting the experiment first, followed by your report. So write your experimental procedure using the passive form. For example, okay, a few drops of the Benedict's reagent was added slowly into a beaker containing how many centimeter cube of the sugar solution. Okay, so we want to show that from your procedure, do you actually already carry out the experiment, then only you followed by your report. And then we have the presentation of data. So usually presentation of the data, we will use a table. Okay, we will use a table to gather all the information. So by right, please use the ruler to prepare the table. And then you have to put what? The manipulated variable and also responding variable. Okay, and then put the title for the column and the row as well. Don't make it blank. However, if the reading or the numbers inside the table, you want to make it blank, yang tu tak ada masalah. However, the title of your manipulated variable and also your responding variable, you have to put in terms of the presentation of the data and the correct unit. Apa maksud unit ni? For example, time. You record the hour in second, so you have to put okay in a bracket dekat situ kalau second S. And also if it involve the mass, for example, kan, whether it is in gram, whether it is in kg, if it involve the length of something, so whether it is in cm, whether it is in meter, so make sure that you are using the correct units. Okay, for example, for the area, it must be centimeter square. Okay, centimeter to the power of 2. And then if it involves the volume, it must be centimeter cube, which is cm to the power of 3. And also, do not fill in the result, like I said. Leave it blank, will do. Okay, leave it blank. Yang you have to write only the title of your manipulated variable and also responding variable. That's all. You don't have to fill in the table. Oh, for example, 50, 20, no need. Okay. So this is the way how you're gonna answer the paper 3. Like I said, visualization skills is very important, especially in the paper 3. Because if you don't have this skill, you cannot answer paper 3. You have to imagine, okay, if I carry out the experiment of neutralization process, for example, okay, so what will be the solution that I will need, okay, and what will be the apparatus yang I will use. So you have to think, okay, and you have to also think what will be at the end of the experiment. What will you get? What is the outcome of your experiment? Okay, so that's all. So by right, Itu sahaja regarding, okay. So hopefully these tips is really helpful for you, and I would like to remind all the students for not study last minute, because if you study last minute, you may not digest all the information at one time. But that's all the tips that I can share with all the SPM candidates on how to score A in the biology subject. So hopefully that tips gonna help you in order to achieve a good grades in your biology subject. So thank you for watching today's video. So today's session is sponsored by the Vision College. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop your comments here. We will answer your questions. And also you may visit to our website, www.vision.edu.my. Okay, so finally, good luck to all the SPM candidates. And the most important thing is you have to be confident when answering the questions, and also you have to read. Okay, thank you very much. So any of your recommendations and also any of your comments, and we will try to improve in the next video. Thank you very much.
If you like the video, remember, don't forget to subscribe to our channel
and press the bell icon for more updates.
Please share it to your friends and family.
See you in the next video!